dashing in, but the bulldoze will do him well, get him to safety. But that's exactly what you're talking about, knowing that the pressure is on. Normally, your jungler wouldn't go for that gank because you are close to your tower. You would expect the Kallari to go in, but against an Aurora, kind of difficult to gank. She's got the escape tools. She's got some lockdown as well. So this Kallari gonna have to find the right target. That's why she's hovering over that duo lane, but they're pushed all the way up.
He was able to knock himself into that tower, and frankly, I'm surprised Marky went for that right side gank in the first place. I actually expected him to kind of go into the jungle, get some vision down, maybe see if there were any camps up. Fry smart enough to know the timers, recognize there wasn't really anything to invade just yet. But just the fact he was over there as those camps were starting to come up, I think it's a big signal of potential things to come. The aggression he's showing in the right lane, transition straight over to the mid lane, because this is a team that wants to be proactive in their approach. They want to get that front foot forward and get off to a good start.
And I wouldn't mind a vertical jungle strategy from the Kwang. I think maybe he should have stayed around there and then gone for that seedling on that side. But no, goes for the horizontal jungle strat. It's a little bit safer because you don't know where the Kallari is. And Kwang, before he gets like level 6, gets maybe an item online, he's still pretty squishy, right? He doesn't have a lot of that defensibility just yet. So if Denim does find him, you know, they could take an unfavorable trade, and then that could open up a neutral objective. So I like a little bit of the safety side. I'm a risk-adverse person myself, so okay, don't want to go for any invades. But I'm looking at the seedlings. Those objectives are on the board. I'm not seeing any junglers rotate to them just yet. Some skirmishing over here in the duo lane, however.
On the duo side, skirmishing around the seedling. Denim does
there it is.
That first one goes nicely into his pocket. Now the question is, does Mark respond on the other side? Instead of a little exchange here, Denim not super healthy. Brown and Bengal make that rotation forward though.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to get anything done here because there's no stuns on the other side. So, you know, Bengal, you know, as much as the Howitser's got some burst, where's the lockdown, right? If you don't get the boot back in, especially if you're chasing, very difficult to do. So a good steal on the large creep there from the side of Marky. Doesn't get the seedling off on that side, but he does get a little bit of that economic advantage by stealing that 2 guys. So love that, but he's going back now. The other steal into the seedling is still up for grabs here. The duo lane getting at it once again.
Spotted has to burn that blink to get out of the cage. Well, that might look bad. Bengal is on the rotation over. So far, not looking great. Spotted goes up in the sky, but Aumento goes in as well. 3 people in the sky at once. They all must come back down to earth. No one trips and goes into a grave, so they'll just go their separate ways. I say that, but Dennis is also in the back. For a little exchange. He's extremely low. Does he have a way back out? Burns everything. Up Hero doesn't have the space to get to him. Denim somehow should survive.
Oh my goodness, by the skin of his teeth. What a cheeky invade from him. He knows he's got to get off to a good start, so he's doing something desperate. He gets away with it. Oh man, you lucky dog. I was so hyped for Bengal to make that rotation. He told us in the chat beforehand, he said, let me get this first blood, but he just got the first blood goes against him. Bengal, no.
Man, that's what happens when you talk, right? It says, I'm gonna get that first blood. Oh, well, actually, I've been first blooded myself. Plenty of game to make up for it. But that's not the start that the crew wants here. Any piece of this starts to fall behind, and you can really find yourself in a detrimental position. As we said, the mid lane is critical for controlling this map, which means if there's any 2 roles you don't want to fall behind right now, it's the jungle on this Kallari, but also the Howie in the mid lane.
And that was what we talked about right at the beginning, right? That's what the Zinx is going to provide, is that setup for the Kwang to facilitate, is able to get that mini prime. I thought they were going to roll that into the seedling because it is on the same side, but they're going back. They're going to try to reset and contest this Fang, but I don't think they're going to make it in time, my friend. The other team is already on it.
Yeah, there's no way this gets contested. Look at that health bar. Dropping. Horde will show up, find a horde of enemies lying in front of him. He's going to take that step back, as any smart man should. The question is, though, how smart can you be when you're undead?
Not much. You're just going to be waddling towards people, trying to eat some brains out there. Maybe a zombie character is in the future for us next, Spooky.
I wouldn't be opposed. Does Board count as a zombie?
He's a cyborg? Well, I guess he's reanimated. Nah, because he's like a cyborg. I wouldn't count it.
Different enough. Not going to count this buff for Denim either. That one gets stolen away by Marky Judon. Run into Bengal's way back out. meantime, there's a lot of pressure on this map from Death Awaits. Pretty much every single lane is pushed in their favor, and Marky Duda has just kind of had free reign of this map. He's been looking right, he's been looking left, he's been looking mid lane, and while he's only found the 1 kill, the fact that he has so much freedom, I think, speaks volumes to how comfortable Death Awaits feels right now.
Absolutely, and I would love to see maybe the items that he has or what his creep score is, because that would tell us the difference. Oh, the soul fire is big, the ventilate even bigger. Can they find the kill? No, scurrying behind the tower they go. Here is the board, and I'm seeing 58 in the creep score, 4,000 gold. That's leading the team here for Marky Duda.
Does have that magnify as well, so as that first time offline, that's a big one to get active. You yourself said this is kind of the first one that they want to pick up or to really start finding success in these ganks. That's one thing we haven't seen a lot of, is success in the fights as a whole, right? The crew, sure, they get a nice exchange on this left side, and the TKO is nice, but with the updates to the back timers and the jump pads, you get back to lane so quickly, that TKO doesn't really feel as good as it used to. And in fact, with the back they have to take, it probably has nothing at all.
Yeah. And I'm glad you highlighted that, Spooky, because I've been seeing a lot of flack on Reddit and different posts like, oh, why they reduced the timers, etc. They did it because there's more neutral objectives, and they want people to contest them more. If you get poked out and you have to go back, well, then you can't be for the objective. The other team can snowball, right? They want to be able to get people to contest these objectives and fight a little bit more around these new neutrals. So that is why it is the slower timers. It's the Denim locked in the cage, didn't have his jump. This time he's scurrying away. I don't know if he's going to get out. Boom.
Tether does come down, and that's enough to get Marky the kill on that one. Looks like he was going to sneak his way out after the ult missed from the Decker. But unfortunately, there's just too many bodies colliding. That's the second on the board for the jungler. He's looking around here as well, hovering, but mostly just looking for this pit invade. Try to take one more camp away now that he knows Denim is off the board.
Yeah, and that's a really good pick off for them. They found out this Kalari, and it's always good to bring numbers, especially because they have the catch too. They have the ricochet and the tether. Now it's spotted. He's under duress.
Gonna be just fine. Taking a step back. Good charm. Make sure spot a loss. You just kind of float easily away. That is one thing that Loretta has faced. You get up there, and you kind of just watch people as you float daintily down like a Mary Poppins type character, it feels like. So that's a little bit of wasted time for Marky. But with the pace that Death Awaits have been setting so far, it doesn't really feel like they mind that failed gank all that much.
Yeah, but I'm wondering how the crew is getting into this, because where is their setup? This might be a way to do it if they can get Denim. They secure this seedling for him because he gets a little bit of that extra gold. They do secure it, which is nice, but okay, what item is he going first? That will be the telling sign of how he feels in this game. Is it going to be an offensive item, one that maybe a little bit more defensive stats? That's the question. The big thing is they haven't been able to facilitate him, because if you look around the lanes, where's the setup? If he goes mid lane, Howie's got no setup. If he goes to the off lane, he's fighting against Aurora. Aurora's got escape, got durability. If you come over here, you got the stupor, but that's not enough. You need something more to get this Kalari where she needs to be. So Denim, a lot to do here in this one.
And here's the big question, Billy. Is it enough for Denim to simply be even at the mid to late game? Does he have to be ahead, or is there a world where the crew can just kind of group up, send in Candy, say, hey, do steal things, pull some cooldown, make a distraction, open the backline up for Denim to now fight for back camp? Be able to secure that one, but can they secure the kill afterwards? Marky not in a great spot, has no backup coming to him. That means Almento is not going to be in the lane. He's just going to have to watch as ADC takes him down.
Yeah, but that was a 5-man rotation to go over to this Kwang, but maybe a little bit too aggressive, knowing the Fangtooth was online, and that's why they're like, okay, we'll bring the 5, because then we can take the objective, and they're doing just that. This is almost looking like an EU game, my friend, where it's all about just how you rotate across the map. You get one kill, put that into an objective, put that into an advantage. To answer your question about the Kalari, the big thing is about the timing. If the Kwang and the Aurora can scale up, they'll have so much defense that you can't burst them down. They'll just be really big in front, and then the Kalari, you have to pick your targets very carefully. So I don't know, right now another Magnify on the field here for the Aurora, and she's got the Horned Plate as well, so probably going for the Tainted Guard, which will then detriment the Kallari even more. So yeah, just really tough here. I like this item pickup though, the Chilling Binder there from the side of Spotted. Just really want to slow people up with that Soulfire.
Do you think they go for the Tainted Guard, or do you think they go for like Tainted Bashing to try to slow down some of the healing that can come out from this Rena?
I don't know. That's not enough magical damage to warrant it, I think. If there was like a Kwong in the offlane or Aurora in the offlane they were also playing against, then maybe, or Countess even, definitely against Countess. But I think the Guard is okay, especially if the Twin Blast, maybe you're scaling for that, right? All the Fence Blades coming through. Here is Death Awaits. They're playing for the Prime again, and this time they get it to Candy under pressure.
Candy drops the Shield Flame onto 3 people, and it's probably the only reason he gets to walk out of this one alive. Now, eyes turn around, we spot it out, and Spotted lost is looking lost indeed. Amento finds the credit for that one. Now they're going to push on forward. Almighty under the tower should have enough space to keep himself alive. That's a mini Prime and a kill for Death Awaits.
That was an overstep there. They knew they were going for the Prime, and they're like, all right, we got to contest this. We got to do something, but when you're a little bit later, have some indecision, that will cost you a member. But they've grouped up here for the mid tower. I don't think that one will go down. But Bangle Mac, he's making a push there on the left.
Takes down the left tower. Should be an opportunity here for Death Awaits, but they decide, you know what? We're okay with that one tower going down. That's the trade for the mini Prime. Not overstay. Marquis stay in here. Be careful around where he positions himself. Around a Denim doesn't quite find the kill, but Marky sure does. Candy out of the fight. Marky still hover around. Goes up Bento to help out, and oh my god, the laser just does so much work. Bengal has to hop himself out of dodge. That's now 5-1 on the kill board.
My goodness, there was a massive Ion Strike there from the Decker in the midst of that fight to lock a couple people down and slow them up, and that allows Amento to just secure kill after kill. This Aurora is here to help facilitate Denim. He's been torn to shreds. No jeans for this guy. And Bengal, did he come back to the fight? He's also dead.
They came back, tried to bite off a little bit more, but they found themselves toothless in the fight. Not enough damage, and just too many slippery members. I mean, it's all in the name, right? You step up, Death Awaits.
And we love to see it. Now it's about what objective are they going to roll into? Is it the Shaper? Is it a tower? These are the decisions that these players have to make now in this 1.8 patch. Spooky, we talk about it all the time. The flow. What is the flow chart now? And when you have all these new decisions, your flow chart can go a number of different ways. Comms have to be clean, because if you're caught in 2 mines, you won't get anything done effectively. Looks like they're going to take the safe play, just go for that tier 1 tower, level the sides there in duo lane.
Now, me personally, I really feel like the Shaper is very valuable, especially when a tier 1 tower is still up in the mid lane, because as we've talked about before, it's so crucial in controlling the map, having that first mid lane tower down. It opens up so many paths for you. If you can utilize the Shaper to try to get that push going, push yourself further ahead when you're already at a 7-kill lead, it feels like a very easy thing to do. That said, a lot of cooldowns were expended, and for my money, that's probably why Death Awaits didn't quite feel comfortable stepping up to that Shaper just in case they ran into the crew there.
Yeah, it was the Zinks and the Decker were deathly low. They had to go back. The only one alive was the Kwong with a decent amount of health. So he's like, all right, let me get a push. I'm trying to see what item that is. The second one there for the Decker. Our screen's a little bit small, folks. So tough to tell, but definitely going for this almost like Bellica the Zinks. I'm so sorry. This is kind of like a hybrid build, sort of like what you see on Bellica, right? A little bit of magic, a little bit of damage. So with the Typhoon to boot, you can just be another DPS out there along with the Sky.
You know, this is the first time I've seen something like this. Now, I grant you, you're gonna see a kill there. The last time I saw this was on Bronze Lobby. It looks like Amento is bringing a little bit more hurt than my bronze teammates do. Take down a couple members here. Bengal out by himself here. Cage comes up as well, and Candy doesn't have a way to get back to his team. On board. Drops some damage, but it's gonna be Bob who finds the last shot to put Spotted Lost out of this fight. Mento's still flying on forward by himself. Those shield slams gonna come up and down, but the blink is good. Get him right back to his team. That's gonna keep him alive. And That's going to be the disengage from Death Awaits.
But they do lose spot again. They force out a couple of cooldowns like that shield slam. It's like, maybe hold that,
Maybe
right?
hold on to that.
Yeah, because it's like you didn't have your backup or your follow-up to get anything done. But that will be the first Fang Tooth here secured from Death Awaits, so those extended buff timers. And more importantly, they